Okay.
That was beautiful
harmonizing, guys. Welcome back to the Couch Commentators podcast, the fastest growing podcast in the nation, and some may say the world. Today I have Dan and James with me. Lads, another week, another podcast. The Couch Commentators are back. Dan, mate, how you going?
Yeah, not too bad. Not too shabby. Just had a bit of a quiet weekend, watching footy. Had some drinks here.
Oh, I
think that
may have
was...
seen you here as well, which is crazy.
No way, I might have seen you here too.
Yeah.
I think I just just rocked up out of the blue.
Yeah, there was some nice homemade pizzas by someone.
Yeah, Brandon's Pizzeria, came in clutch that night.
This guy. Great night for footy though, because two teams won, but we'll get into that later.
I think everyone's team here on the couch won, didn't they?
Yeah.
We go to James. How are you going, mate?
Yeah, Denver. Look, they needed a comeback, and they beat the Timberwolves.
What a win!
Yeah,
Beautiful.
Joker. He's bringing it back. So yeah, my team's going good. Yeah. So
go the Nuggets.
Yeah, but so weekend it was relatively quiet in comparison to the last in comparison to some, but went out, played X golf. We've talked about it before on here. It's always good to go there. A couple of beers, have a swing. Other than that, didn't get up to too much. Mother's Day. Shout out to all the mothers in our lives.
Shout out.
But
Shout out.
Yeah, got out for that. Had some dinner. But that's about it. Pretty.
May have been a day late for you, but
I had dinner with Nan on the Sunday, and then Mum and Dad came up from South Coast on the Monday, so I had caught up with Mum for dinner then.
Very nice, mate. Very nice.
Yeah, beautiful. How was your weekend, Brandon?
Oh, well,
nobody asked.
Thanks.
Dan did. Damn it, I can't say
that. Look, similar weekend. I actually went to my house, had pizza, watched footy, then did what you did for Mother's Day. This is crazy, but but I do have a problem, guys. I have a problem.
Drinking?
That gambling, yeah, that as well. But those aren't the two problems.
858.
Call that if you need it. Those aren't the problems I'm talking about. The problem I have at the moment is Sharks keep winning. And look, I know it's tough to say. It's tough. I know it's because some teams don't even get to win. AK the Tigers fans out there, but for me, I have all these jerseys right, and usually each podcast I like to switch up the jersey. I don't know if anyone notices at home, but I do. But it's getting hard because usually I won't wear a jersey if we lose, but we just haven't lost, guys, and it's suffering from success.
Didn't you lose to the Tigers?
One loss.
Didn't you just get pumped by the Tigers?
I think I may remember that. Yeah.
Philo, stats man.
We do have Philo in the corner. If we what was the score? 32-6. Oh, that's.
How does he remember that? Honestly?
Look, it's one of Tigers' 2 wins.
And the other one was against the Bly.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Is that what we're calling Parramatta these days, Mark?
The podcast is derailed at the moment. But
I was going to say your other problem was erectile dysfunction, but you've been walking around tucked up.
Looking for a sponsor for that for a little while.
Pilot?
Well, who knows? Now, speaking of rock solid, I'm betting.
Something that hasn't been rock solid.
Accountability. We suck it again. It seems like keep coming back. Last week, I think I promised to win. We didn't. We were close, and James got a second place. So
Yeah,
Never hurts to come
not
second.
good enough, but I have high standards of myself. I don't know about you guys, but I have high standards for myself, so that's just not good enough. Yeah.
That is rough. Then there was the horse racing multi. Obviously, I think my thing got up. See what I see, which is short favorite, and then James obviously as well.
I think mine's still running to this day. Like it's Wednesday as we're recording this. It ran on Saturday. It's still running 5 days later.
Dan and Lucas's thing still running. It was if anyone watched Lucas's top tips, he was PG, Moody, and Lucas were high on high on roll or roll on high. That's it. Dyslexia right there. But it shut the bed. Didn't even get top 3. ATS multi though was so close. If it wasn't for one guy, me.
Usually it's me that lets us down, but this week it was you.
Sione Katoa letting us down. To be fair, all of our tries were from our forwards pretty much. as per Nico Hines pulling out right before the game. So unlucky there. I think we would have been on there. But
We're about to move on to the next door, or are we still talking
I
about
was
accountability?
gonna say, be sure this week that we will.
Yeah.
I promise. I swear.
Yep.
Desperate. I'm begging on my knees.
While we're on the topic of gambling and betting, I've got a story from Friday night.
Oh,
So, me and my mother, we went over to a family's house, one of our family members' house. Shout out to Jack Simpson and Tim
shout out.
and the rest of their family.
Yeah, the rest.
So I was sitting there. I think it was the Broncos Eels. Yeah, was that the game? Yeah,
Yeah, I think I missed it.
Friday 8 o'clock. Yeah,
That happened?
So,
I remember.
I had a bet on it. It was for the game to be under 45.5 points and a couple of try scorers and Broncos to win. And I'm sitting there at 20 minutes to go, thinking they're at 44 points here. There's not going to be any more points scored. I mean, there's going to be more points scored. I should cash out. So I'm sitting there going back and forth with Jack and Tim, thinking I should cash out. I shouldn't. I ended up cashing out, getting $40 where I could have won 400 because there was no more fucking tries after that fucking 22nd minute.
Yeah.
I just wanted to go on a...
Very tough.
So, I blame Jack and Tim.
To begin with, the bet was quite stupid, punters. He had a race to 30, but then he had it under 44 and a half. But it ended up paying off. So if he had done that for Dan's decision, you punters would have went home
Very happy.
very happy. And
I would have been
wallets full.
sitting here rock hard this week.
Yeah. Look, this is a lot of talk about rock hard, but we move on to the next part. We go to the listener questions. The best part of the podcast brought to us by you. Do you like that catchphrase, guys?
I feel like that's pretty good.
I said it last week. I'm like, that sounded good. I'm keeping it. We're going. We're running with it. We're running with it. Now we got a couple questions this week, which is great to hear. Thank you everyone who has sent them out, and we go to the first one from Mr. Caswell. Some of you may know him as Matty C. He has asked, what do you guys think of the theory of living in a simulation created by a higher being? Mark? James, I'll go to you. You seem like a bit of a conspiracy theory man.
Well, this one, it's mathematically, like, it's almost impossible for it to not be true.
Ooh.
Because
I'm listening.
as soon as you can create one simulation, that means there is an infinite possibilities of simulations, which means there's an infinite chance that we are in one. So, yeah, mathematically, it's more impossible for us not to be a simulation of some sort.
This is mind blowing.
Crazy.
Because when I simulate a game on like FIFA, like I'm simulating a game inside a simulation. Inside a simulation.
Let's see, what if we're all a part of a simulation of a very advanced rugby league game?
Ooh. And
that includes podcasts of all sizes, including our huge one.
Yeah, people's favorite podcast, obviously. Okay, I like that. I like that. Dan, mate, your theory.
I don't buy into the theory, but as James said, it could be possible. It could not be possible, but I do not buy into it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's short and sweet answer right there, Matthew.
Okay, well, I like that as well. For me, if we are in this simulation, I feel sorry for certain people, and I hate to bring it up again. The Tigers fans, like they're in a simulation and they get given that team. Oh man, that's rough. Follow, can you give me the stats of how the Tigers are going right up? 32-6. Okay, so, no, yeah, simulation. I don't know. We don't know, but maybe we'll find out one day. Thank you for the question. We go to the next question now. This one's from Matthew Caswell. Crazy. So we had Mr. Caswell last one, Matthew Caswell this one, and he asked, "What are Dan's thoughts on?" He asked, "What are Dan's thoughts on politics and the Australian government? More speed humps soon." This one's directed straight at Dan, so we're going to go to you, mate. What's your thoughts on politics?
So I could not give a fuck about politics in the Australian government.
Yeah.
When it comes to voting, I vote for the sex and sex and alcohol party, the pirate party, the drug party, and whatever other stupid party I can find. Arrgh, I'm a pirate. But yeah,
that'll do.
that's basically how I feel. And this question actually stemmed from the chat we had in the chat the other week.
Yeah, about speed humps.
In our local area, they have put about 50 new speed humps in, and it's getting ridiculous that the government is spending out good hard-earned tax-paying money on fucking speed humps where they could be spending it on education.
Fire up.
Or bloody more beds in hospital. Or
sex, drugs, and alcohol.
Sex, drugs, and alcohol. Or getting Tigers a better team.
Or pirates. No, yeah. I hope that answers your question, Matt. And Dan's a real politic head, you know. If you want to get into deep conversation with Dan, just DM him. So
I think if you want to put me to sleep, do that.
DM him.
Yeah,
about
just
politics.
DM him your opinions on Albanese.
Yep.
You mean anal? First two letters of both his names, A-N-A-L, Anthony Albanese, anal.
Nice. See, he is in politics.
Yeah, he's into
I just find the meme stuff. Politics.
Well, okay. Good stuff. Good stuff. Now we have another question. And guess who it's from, guys? It's not Mr. Caswell.
I can read the script.
It's not Matthew Caswell. It's Maddie C.
Oh my God, no way.
And Maddie C has asked, is Craig Fitzgibbon Emperor Palpatine and Leachy is Anakin Skywalker? Leachy believes all the nonsense. Now, look, Matt, you have definitely been smoking the ganja before these questions, but I'll answer. Is Craig Fitzgibbon the ruler of like a great ship? Yes, he is. He's got a pretty good team going amongst him. A couple of clones out there, I guess.
I wouldn't call Shark Park a great ship.
Look, I'm buying into what he's said it out. So am I Anakin Skywalker? Maybe. I used to like think he was pretty cool back in the days. Maybe
More
not.
importantly, as a kid, you were nicknamed him because everyone knew that you were evil and you had that look in your eye.
He was a fuckwit.
You also looked a little. You also may have looked a bit like the kid that played Anakin.
Just a bit.
Look, will I be executing Order 66 soon? Maybe.
What, you're going to kill a lot of children?
Tigers. The Tiger Cubs.
Be ready, though, Brady, because I'm going to turn the couchies against you.
You're chosen one.
You were meant to destroy them, not join them.
Wow. Blast from the past, guys. Blast from the past. Thank you, Matt, for
We could sit here for hours.
great
quoting
questions.
That movie.
Now, we go to Moe. A name so good, you have to say it twice. All right. And he asks, what are thoughts on the Roosters versus Sharks game? And why will it be 50-0? Okay, so I'll answer this one first. Now,
He said Roosters way. You got to make sure you say that.
So I thought the game was going to be really close, actually. So, I mean, two great teams, performing at the best level, both pretty much unhampered by injury / suspension, as Sharks should have Trindle back. I don't know if he gets a late switch in. And Nico is fit. Same being with the Roosters. So, yeah, I think it'll be a really close game. But 50-0, yeah, I think Sharks could do it if we're going to pick one team. James, your opinion?
Look, should be a good game. It's a weird game that I could see either team probably win by a decent score, but I could also see it being close. Roosters to win like they did in last year's semi-final with a field goal in Golden Point.
Yeah. If we have Dan Atkinson out there, though, he's a field goal mastermind.
Nathan Cleary clone.
Dan, Matt, your opinion?
Look, I'd love to see Roosters win 50-0 because we all know what that means. Statman Philo, what does that mean? Means they can't win the comp.
Oh, no.
I'd love to see Roosters put 50 on the Sharks because then they cannot win the fucking comp.
You know what I'd love even more? To be the first team to beat that stat. So bring the 50-0 on. Bring it on, is what I say. No. Good question there. The next question we have from Ken, old mate Ken. We play a bit of Oz Tag with Ken. He's a good bloke. Loves to chirp, though. He's
Biggest chirper on the Oztag field I've ever
Prolific for
seen.
his chirping.
Refs, opposition, and his own team.
Yeah.
And himself.
The funny thing is, the whole season not sent at all. The last game he got sent for 10. So shout out to Ken for that.
Shout out, kid.
He's a good bloke, and he asks the same question actually to me every week. He always he starts off the day by asking Farlow about his food, and usually the answer is KFC. Then he goes to James and goes, "Oh, the better Leach." So that's always the dig into me. And then the next question is, Leachy, where's your Ecuadorian spirit? And he's asked today, Leach, you seem to have lost your Ecuadorian spirit. Where is it? And when can we get it back? When can we expect it back? And look, maybe the next World Cup, I could go back to Ecuador and relive the spirit. I don't know.
Represent your people.
Yeah.
And maybe actually score tries in this World Cup.
Well, look, we scored 2, so they're more than you in the World Cup. No, thank you for the question, Ken. Look forward to seeing you on the Oztag field when we score tries against you, and my Ecuadorian spirit is on show.
No, he's playing with us next year.
Oh, yes. We'll get the flying wingers.
Me
you
and him on the
Ken.
wings.
Yeah.
Dan and Ken, the unstoppable duo.
It's beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, next question now. We go to, oh, look at this. We got a question from the Ruck Infringement Podcast. Joey from the Ruck Infringement Podcast, to be specific. And he asks, why do we raise our hands to knock on doors? Now, this is a good question.
I feel like there's an actual answer to this question, but I'm not sure what it would be.
I've got, so firstly, look, this doesn't necessarily answer the full reason, but a door knocker is usually placed up high. I don't know if that helps.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yep, so same. Also, I'm just guessing more for the comfortability of leverage, because if you're doing it like down low and like sort of lifting your wrist up,
What if
or
you go
like,
the underhand?
yeah, but that's still like it's definitely not as easy.
And a bit of a pump.
Yeah, a bit of a pump. Give it a couple of these ones. Oh, whoops, that's not on camera. But yeah, I that's why I think it's just let the wrist drop.
Oh, yeah.
Or maybe
We're gonna flick it.
maybe all of our ancestors were just dropping 3-pointers from outside. And
Hope that answered your question, Joey.
I reckon that's a pretty good answer.
That's pretty
I'm
good
not
answer.
gonna lie.
I really have nothing else to add on. I would love to start actually going for the underhand now. I'll just get...
yeah, just catch whenever you're walking up to a door next to somebody else,
Yeah.
you just catch them by surprise and do it
And then
underhand.
just like give you the stare, like what the what's? I've done it my whole life. This is the thing I do, underhand,
But I've never seen you do it before. I've done it my whole life.
my whole life, mate, my whole life. Okay. Now we have some speak pipes. Actually, we only have the one because the other one I don't want to play on camera. Look, if you guys are lucky, we might play the second one, but we'll play the first one, and it is from Moe again. Thank you for this, mate.
Hey Couchies, it's Moe here with a very quick question. So we've seen injuries all round last week, and obviously the hamstring injuries to players like Cleary, Brimson, Foran, and a couple more. Now, why do you think these injuries are happening now, and what can the NRL do to make sure the game is a bit safer for those players?
Firstly, I just want to say, why does it sound like he was reading that off a script?
Oh, look, he's a businessman, Moe, and he's very professional. So I wouldn't assume any script was used. That's all off the dome. He's asked, with all the injuries, the hamstring injuries and injuries happening to these key players, what can we do to take it out of the game? James.
So I heard an interesting opinion from Spud Carroll. He owns a gym and stuff, and obviously former player. He had the theory of just too much muscle on these guys, like people that can fucking almost like deadlift a car are playing in the NRL these days, and then being that explosive, but then also having to play 80 minutes and run however many Ks. It's not a good combo. Like, our players are expected to be near the explosive level of an NFL player, but then have the cardio of a soccer player. It's a very unique sport in that aspect. And I think it's catching up to the players as we've got more professional and built more and more muscle. As me and Josh Brescianini were talking on Saturday, Like I never got hamstring injuries because I was never quick enough. I never had the
Yeah,
muscle.
yeah.
So I think that's the science behind it. Just be weak like me, and it should clear up.
And is there anything so you think it'd just be weak?
Just be weak.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
when was the last time Jamin Salmon did a hamstring?
Well,
We
he's
know
onto
how
something.
we know how weak
He's
and
very
gutted
weak,
he
yeah.
is.
Heard he's a dog too.
Yeah.
He's the weakest of weak. Dan, why and how?
I feel like why it's happening is they're overworking them. They're training too much. They're playing week in, week out.
Overwork, eh?
They're overworking it. So maybe just cut back on a bit of the training, not training as hard with their hamstrings. But yeah, that's short and sweet. That's how I see it. Yeah.
How do you propose they fix it? Just less ease up.
Yeah, just ease up on the training a bit. Just take it easy.
Take it easy.
Like,
less
get
Damn,
training.
tag it easy.
Like get back
take
on
it
the
easy.
beers midweek sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Train 2 nights a week.
Durries at half time.
Yeah, work as a
Have a slap on
bricklayer.
the pokies.
Yeah, why not?
Oh, yeah.
Go back to the good old days.
Need more garbos.
Yeah.
You know, Alcott used to be a guy.
Work a 9 to 5 during the day, go train at night.
Okay, well, for me, I actually have seen a video recently from the NRL physio, and if you have seen this one, guys, the average injury rate since I think it was 2019, he said, has been about 12.5 or 13. There was 1 year in I think 2020 where he said it was the highest it's ever been, like the highest ever. This year, if you want to take a guess at what it's at.
Oh,
What do you mean by injury rate there?
Each week.
So each
So
week.
it's like 12 injuries kind of a week.
Yeah.
I'd say it's 10 to 11.
11, eh?
I can see
Barlow,
this man make...
stop giving me gang signs, all right? I'm not looking because I want to say my own opinion. I reckon it's probably sitting at about 14 after last week.
Yeah, James is close enough. 13 and a half. 13.3, I think. It was, actually.
Fuck.
Which is, it really isn't anything different to every other year. It is purely those big name players at the moment are just dropping like flies.
I would like to see his stats though, because how many this year are big injuries compared to other injury, because a lot of the injuries that will happen in a week might be syndesmosis or just a sprained ankle 2 weeks.
Yeah, but
Like, is he calling Nico Hines won a big injury?
the difference is, it's the clubs like the Tigers, the clubs like the Bulldogs over the last couple of years that have had
Roosters.
all these injuries, and no one cares because you're not the big clubs, and they're down the bottom of the ladder, and you don't even notice that they're missing this bloke. Where now, Penrith, Melbourne, they're missing their top players.
Hey man, Parramatta
yeah.
has been missing Moses since round 3.
Exactly. But
Who?
I think
I forgot about him already.
it's really I do think it's very similar amount of injuries to most years, so I don't think it's much more. I guess the speed of the game is and the big muscles make it worse for people, but other than that, no. How I would fix it: get some more deep heat on, lads. Have some fucking concrete, harden the fuck up.
Another way they can fix it: take a leaf out of your team's book. Peptides.
Yeah.
Peptides fix everything. So look,
There's a serious argument that you could, we wouldn't have to ease up the workload if we just let them do steroids.
Yeah. Then they could all
a couple of
compete in that.
legends like Bronson Cherry,
Michael Jennings.
There's some
The whole Sharks team.
Hey, whoa.
Except for 2016.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Hope that answers your question, Molly.
Thank you for the listener questions, guys. Be sure to send them all in to our social medias and send them to Dan.
I was about to say, and if you have any other ones, DM Dan.
DM Dan. That's trademarked.
DM Dan.
Okay, beautiful stuff. Now we go to the fights. Boys, there was a couple fights over the weekend. This one saddens me to talk about, but Lomachenko versus Kambosos. If anyone's seen the fight, it was very one-sided.
I tried to
Very
watch it, but it kept freezing, so I just gave up.
I watched the last couple rounds, and that's. But I've seen the highlights. So I've seen the highlights, guys. So don't bully me in the comments. But it was very one-sided.
Yeah, look, I haven't watched too much from this on the day. I was a bit hungover and I was just laying in bed watching the footy and couldn't be bothered also getting up the fights. So
Let me tell you, lads. I think this will be the last time Cambosa's headlines any kind of fight in Australia, or headlines a fight for a while. He will never. I don't think it'd be the A card anymore, like the A draw, where this fight. I think it was like in the 10th round. It was about 135 significant strikes to 38.
Fuck.
Which is like a massacre in boxing. So a lot of comments I've seen just like he's just got to like throw punches instead of just he was doing the Homer Simpson tactic of just going dum, dum, dum.
So if he didn't get knocked out, he would have lost on fucking unanimous anyway.
That 100%. In saying that, I didn't say 11th round KO via body shot. It was just like one body shot dropped him, got back up, and then he just went straight back to him, and it's bang.
heard the towel got thrown in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As he was getting dropped by the body shot, they threw the towel in as well. So it was
That's rough.
Yeah.
You never want to see someone get thrown the towel in.
No. But not an Australian as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Come on, mate. Where's the broad?
We're supposed to be known to be tough.
Look though, like obviously he won't be happy with it, but when your losses are to Haney and Lomachenko, like they're
Some
not
of the, like better boxers in the world.
and it's the best weight division in the world right now as well. Like the amount of good fighters in there and the amount that we keep talking about this division.
True. Look, Cambosis is still a legend, and you've brought the titles here. You've brought boxing bigger in Australia, so we can't be too hard on the bloke. But I seen some stuff about him wanting to fight Ryan Garcia now.
Oh no, that was more Garcia very much starting it.
Yeah, there's a lot of beef on the old internet.
Yeah, the
about,
X
the
Twitter.
missus and that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
No way. Ryan Garcia starting beef on the internet?
Yeah,
No way.
Heard it first here, guys. Heard it first here. We could go to our stats man to see what he wrote. But, okay, he doesn't have it up. Yeah, he's showing me the Sharks versus Tigers.
32-6, I think it
round,
says.
Is that round 17 in the future when we verse you guys and we pump you by 50? Okay, yeah, that's on. Okay, so thank you, Fowler, for your input. That was all for that fight, but there was another fight on the weekend that caught my eye. And it caught the eye of millions because Derek Lewis was back in the octagon, guys, and he is a legend.
My balls was that.
He's legend for his knockout power, but not only his knockout power, but his post-fight interviews as well. Derek wins again by knockout. He beats Nascimento. After the fight, he calls him a cab driver. Keep feeding me these cab drivers. I'll keep knocking him out. But before that, the interview, he gets a bit crazy. He takes the pants off as usual.
Always.
Lays on the ground a bit.
He's got hot balls.
Got hot balls, so he has
balls
to
was that.
let the balls breathe. But then he goes one step further to let the balls breathe. He takes the cup out. The
Nice.
cup. And then what he goes after that is a bit where it gets a bit crazy because he walks over to the side of the ring and he has the cup in hand and he throws it at the media team, like or the people who like take the camera, like the photos, everything like that.
Yeah.
He just throws it at them. Bizbangs, you can hear him saying, "I've always wanted to be the bridesmaid, like, and catch the cup." That's funny there. And then he goes back into the ring after doing that crazy stuff, and he gives the old crowd a full moon. He just pulls the pants down, moons the crowd. Oh, look, what can you say? He's just a funny man, and he knows how to get some hype around his fights, even when he's on a fight night.
I want him to go past the shoey, and I want him to do a cuppy next time.
That would be nice. That would be
Ball,
nice.
sweat, and beard.
Oh mate, no, he's a legend. Yeah, he's top knockouts ever, and as I want to see them keep feeding him cab drivers or plumbers or whatever, just so he can keep knocking these guys out and producing some more gold. To be fair,
Get him on in main UFC night, like
yeah.
304 or 305.
The thing is, he hasn't got the level of fighting technique as the top dogs of the heavyweight division now. Unfortunately, he just has that massive knockout power, which it's good. There's no doubts about that. But you got now some wrestlers and kickboxers and that sort of stuff up in the top there.
Yeah.
Which
Did Cyril Gane beat him pretty comfortably?
Yeah. And then like Aspinall's obviously really good at the moment. John Jones is the heavyweight champion. Stipe, they're waiting to fight each other. So there's a couple of people in front of him at the moment. But nonetheless, I'd love to see him go for a title run again. To keep feeding cab drivers day night. But yeah, that's all for the fight.
No, there was one more fight that at least 3 people had watched.
Okay.
Tavita Pagai Jr. got knocked out in less than a minute. In a shed somewhere.
In someone's backyard in their fucking garden shed.
Oh no.
Yeah. It was a very quick fight.
69 seconds, I believe.
Yeah, there's a reason why he wants to come back to rugby league because he's not going to win that heavyweight title that he originally claimed he was going to boxing to win. He didn't even get to throw a punch. Yeah.
It's crazy. He doesn't like listening to like people or coaches and that sort of stuff. I wonder if his coaches told him to go out there and got knocked out.
Yeah. Well, that's maybe he just doesn't have a coach.
Maybe that's why he's so shit.
Thought he had the natural ability.
Yeah, I hit hard. I'll be right.
I also heard somewhere that he's trying to start his own promotion.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like, he loses one fight off. Fucking, I'm not good enough. I'll just do my own promotion.
Right, I loved in like the commentators. They were saying this bloke's, this guy's a massive underdog. Tavita's looking good, and then
just clean knockout.
And repeatedly, the ropes were holding him up.
Yeah,
that's a lot of weight to hold up.
Yeah.
But
yeah, thank you for bringing that up because I completely forgot.
I wasn't gonna let you forget that.
Yeah. Shout out to Vita and shout out his boxing career. Yeah, beautiful.
Hopefully over.
Yeah. Oh, look. Surely he goes back to either fighting ex-NRL players or
plumbers.
Or plumbers, or he just goes back to play for Broncos. Well, he's not even wanted by Broncos.
Yeah,
I've seen something Melbourne don't want him either.
Why would anyone want him? It's got to just be his like manager and stuff trying to like, oh yeah, Melbourne are interested, Broncos are interested.
Yeah. Just trying to tee up something.
Why would Broncos even be interested? Really? Like,
there's one club that would take him.
The West Tigers.
Yeah, Fowler, what was the score again? Okay.
He's trying to find it. He's found it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, not the most recent Tigers loss. The other. Okay, yeah. All right. Thanks for that, Farlow. Thank you for the fighters for putting on shows. We are entertained.
Are you not entertained?
NRL talk now, gentlemen. NRL talk. It's been a big week of footy, and there's also a big week of footy to come. So we'll start off with last week though, and we go to who impressed us. Then, mate, who impressed you?
Hurts me to say it. It's Sharks player. It's good old Cammy McInnes.
Oh, captain, my captain.
50 tackles and no missed tackles. Like, that's a fucking good effort on the field.
He's a machine.
That's just a bloke fucking trucking out there.
He's got to be in Origin.
I reckon he'll be off the bench.
Off the bench. Anywhere you put him, he will go.
He'll
out there
fucking
and
do the job.
Yeah, I think 14 and you just literally just go get in the pigs.
Get in the pigs.
Yeah.
Go get a couple cuts on your face, mate. You go out there, put your head where no one will put their fucking head.
Yeah.
Unless it's like that that I can't even remember what team it was. It was the
yeah. Titans game.
Yeah.
Oh, mate, human centipede was going on.
Let's get that tackled out of the game.
Put that photo down below while James, who impressed you?
Look, blue and gold glasses on. It was good to see Blaze Talagi play his first game at fullback. That was a good opportunity to see, oh, that's what they meant by this kid's freakishly talented. and it's why he's saying, "Hey, I want more money than my player option."
Yep.
Because although he had plenty of mistakes, he looked electric, hard to handle, and defensively actually held up quite well in fullback. Which to be fair, in the centers, it was more like he was getting caught out of position. Fullback, he stopped Cobbo like twice 1-on-1. Like that's already impressive compared to a lot of young fullbacks. So very excited to see how he goes for the rest of his career.
Blazing a trail in the Parramatta colours there.
Yeah.
Or maybe another colour.
Ooh.
Yeah. No, very nice. He might be a lock. Little secret here. I don't want too many information out yet, but who impressed me? Easy answer is Cronulla. Like, wow, what a game by us. But I actually think the Titans impressed me the most. Firstly, to get the win. But then to have all the injuries they had to deal with, to get up by that much points against the Cowboys.
What the fuck were their halves? Like,
yeah, it got down to just put anyone anywhere and just defend and hold on for dear life, and they did that.
Yeah, it looked like Cowboys could have pulled off the miracle. Like, I think Titans, they definitely got down to one man on the bench. I think at one stage he had to go on the field, and they had no one. But
pretty sure they got down to like the 18th man had to come in, and
yeah, what a desperate effort, and you can sort of see a bit of Des Hasler spirit, and they wanted to play for him, and they did that. They put their body on the line. Players had to play longer minutes than they've probably ever played, and it was very good, although they're going to struggle from now on.
So very gutsy performance, but this week they have the halves pairing of Randall and Verrills, so
yeah, two hookers.
Let's see how that goes.
I was literally about to say that. Two dummy halves.
And then Aaron Clark in dummy half,
who had been playing lock.
Yeah, it'll be very tough time
like
for
that.
the Titans.
Tom Weaver's currently injured as well. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Very, very tough times for them. But impressed me. Look, I mean, I do want to just a little sprinkle of Sharks, a little bit of Shark time, guys. I know you love it on the podcast. Look, when the news came out, Nico Hines half pulled out of the game. To be fair, our team knew about it the day before. We only found out the night of. I switched my tip. I had no faith. I generally thought it was going to be.
That sounds like you. Like
I thought there'd be 30 points. Instead, our defense stuck true. There was questionable sin bin.
Oh jeez.
Atkinson did his job to his job. His kicking game great. Goal kicking great. Field goal great. Still missing a try assist, but we'll let him off for that. But yeah, team went so well, and Brayley put his name forward. I think even for Origin, because like people have talked about him here there, but like to steer a whole team around, have to defend in halves, go back and steer the team around in dummy half. It was such a performance by him and your man McInnes. 50 tackles in halfback is crazy.
tell you what, it's been overlooked about Brayley defending out in the halves. Like obviously we all know Brayley's a very good defender, plays 80 minutes in the middle, so like his contact's always been good. But halves and centre are two of the hardest positions to defend in.
He did get caught out once. If you remember the try Remus Smith scored untouched.
Yeah.
Where it was just a beautiful ball from Munster, which made Munster look like a fucking superhuman, but it was on Brayley's side. So
fair enough.
Yeah. He's still like, other than that was the only blemish on the whole game.
But look, I was also playing X-Golf at this time and having some beers, so I wasn't paying a huge amount of attention. It was just like, oh shit, Sharks are probably going to win this, and then they did.
Me and Brennan were just sitting here playing a drinking game of when Nico gets on the screen, we drink.
Every time Nico was showed, which was a lot.
It was like Taylor Swift kid.
Yeah. Go up to the coach's box. Oh, what's Nico doing? But yeah, no, that's to impress me. And we'll go to who let us down now. And Jimmy Fee, who let you down?
Who let me down? Is it fair to say the refs and the bunker for the 10th week in a row? With what we're about to talk about next, but other than that, I don't know. Like it feels like I can't just keep saying the Warriors or the Bunnies, can I? Every week, like.
Yes, you can.
Other than that, most of the results are like all Manly like blowing another lead. I guess I'll go that Manly blowing another lead.
Manly blowing another lead. Nice. Dan, mate.
Well, James just stole my fucking answer. How many weeks in a row has it been now that they've fucking blown their lead?
Oh,
Like, I guess
in a
it's-
row it's like 2 or 3, and then
yeah, but
they've
it's been
done-
most all the year.
I think there's like 4 or 5 for the year.
Yeah.
If you
I mean-
include the Warriors draw,
Yeah.
they're up by like 14 against Para.
Yeah.
Just-
So you go both gone Manly. I'll be going the Bulldogs who let me down. And here we are. They had all the opportunities to beat these Panthers. And they didn't. Which then means Panthers are getting close to the Sharks. So I'm pissed off about that. Cleary goes down. You think, come on, guys. Surely a Cleary-less Bulldogs, Cleary-less Panthers, the Bulldogs should be able to scrape a win. But they didn't. And disappointed.
Also, who let me down? The hamstrings of 7 or 8 players
yeah.
this week.
You know who let me down? My fantasy team. Fucking Nico, Nathan, Cleary. Like, mate.
Yeah.
Like,
Look, the week I get fucking Cleary in, week he comes back, the week he gets injured again. Fuck.
rough. It is rough. Other people who are let down, James did mention the refs.
Yeah, that's why I didn't go into it, because
Yeah, so there was a sin binning. I alluded to it earlier. Look, it was against Harry Grant. It was for the new rule being once you kick the ball, if any player comes into contact with the leg of the kicker, you are penalised.
sometimes though.
Yeah, sometimes obviously because it happened as well in another game. Was it the
Yeah, I think the week
Dolphins
before the
Manly or
Dolphins.
something? Yeah, Dolphins game. But yeah, so Harry Grant gets 10 in the bin for accidentally running into Atkinson's leg, viciously hurting him.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I think it was worse than Sean O'Sullivan in the New South Wales Cup.
Oh, mate, it was tough. It was tough to see live. Look,
Yeah, it was tough to see him get put
is
in the bin
there-
for that bullshit.
is there some kind of corresponding between Grant Atkinson and Daniel Atkinson?
Whoa.
Whoa. Is there
Hey.
colluding of the referee and the player?
There's the
Like-
tinfoil hats.
You
Um,
touched my family name. I send you to the bin.
I don't think we're like lifting the lid on anything. Everyone's pretty much had their say. It shouldn't have been 10 in the bid.
No.
No.
Like, I'm happy with it being a penalty. Not like stoked with it, but if that's the rule that they're going to make, that's
Yeah.
the rule they're going to make. Call it a penalty. That's already it's a huge penalty because it's a penalty right down where the ball's taken.
Yeah.
So that's already a huge win for the Sharks. So you're happy. If it's worse, then sure, it's 10 in the bin. But
Yeah.
when it's a clip like that,
Like, I feel like there was probably like a bee's dick of his boot touched his leg.
yeah, it was a little bit awkward for Atkinson because of the angle he got twisted a bit. But
Yeah.
it was never in danger. It was
Yeah. Got to be some kind of common sense to it.
yeah.
Is what we're
There's-
probably getting
wait.
to.
There's
Well-
got to be an investigation.
Well, look, common sense. It failed the first time. It failed the second time when he then got fined for it,
Yeah.
and then
Prevail.
it finally prevailed at the end when they challenged it, and it got
Yeah, he got
thrown
off
out.
the,
Oh, is that what happened? He
Yeah.
challenged the fine and
Yeah.
he's got
Yeah.
off. Nice.
So I guess the referee and the referee's boss was wrong.
Yeah.
Because he gets off the fine, and look, everyone's happy. Everyone's happy now. Sharks won. Everyone's happy.
I don't know.
To my point, look, they had a couple opportunities that they missed, other than Harry Grant. Short kickoff when you got like 5 minutes to go, you're only down by 1. Silly.
yeah.
Silly. Should have known Ronaldo would run through him and then pass the Telekai and score half the length try.
I think that's the only time Ronaldo touched the ball. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, look, the wingers haven't really touched the ball the last couple of weeks, but it's their own. Now, David Fafita backflip. David Fafita backflip.
Like for a big man, it's quite impressive.
Yeah.
Was it into a pool or like?
Magic round is next round, and like, holy crap, I've just seen a magic trick with the backflip.
And to answer your question, Dan, no, he backflipped onto the beautiful beaches of the Gold Coast.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So he went all the way from Bondi and backflipped back onto Gold Coast.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a big backflip, honestly.
So during the week, early in the week, there was talks that he has signed with Roosters. He's done it.
Yeah, well, he had signed.
Yeah, he's signed with Roosters, 880K or 850K a year for 3 years. Obviously a couple of brown paper bags, a couple of deals, sweetness.
Yeah. Obviously, like that's what was on the books. 850.
Yeah. And only today has he backflipped. This is Wednesday we're recording. He's backflipped.
Today the news came out. I think it was like 10 o'clock last night. This sort of happened.
He's backflipped and he's gone, nah, bruh. I don't want your cars and houses and 850K.
Oops, sorry.
Dan just fucking
Very
wants him
professional.
to
I'm trying to find. I was trying to find a story.
So
I want to bring up.
So what I heard is what happened, and like obviously because I'm saying it now, it's definitely what happened, and it's 100% truth, and I'll take no other opinion. But apparently he talked to Roosters, just saying that he was having some doubts about it, and then when the Roosters heard that, they just went, "Look, sort of you in or out," and just they took their offer off the table.
Basically, Roosters did the nah, bro.
Yeah,
Ooh,
after he said that he was having second thoughts.
Now, hear me out.
So then obviously he just took took the money that's already there at the Titans because the deal was still in his favor, like the choice was still in his favor. So
Has Roosters pulled a fast one on Penrith?
I have seen this
conspiracy theory that I like the alluding to, because Penrith were the favourites to pick up Mr. Fafita. Then Roosters get their signature. They then go, bruh. So he takes the only offer he's got left, which is the Titans. So Penrith get fucked.
And we all love to see Penrith get fucked.
But also, like, the other thing, also, if you're the Roosters and Angus Crichton is right now playing, on form, he's the best second rower in the game right now. And he was not too happy that he wasn't told about this signing, especially when he's off contract and he's been taking like underpaid contracts that are only like a year for the last like 3 years, even when he was the best second rower in the game last time.
With obviously some sweeteners and some
obviously some sweeteners because
some brown paper bags.
Yeah,
some Uncle Nick payments.
Yeah. Obviously, again for the love of the club, he decided to take like 200K less or whatever and only sign for 1 year deals. But do you reckon that's part of the reason? Because they went, oh crap, probably shouldn't piss off him, and the fans aren't too happy with this.
I think so. I would dare say that Crichton saying pretty much, I'm going to go elsewhere. I don't want to play second fiddle to nobody.
Yeah.
May have had some kind of...
And the fact that they were going to have to chase out Tupanua, who I think only just re-signed recently. But,
who is getting old as well.
Yeah.
But now, after all this, there is the chance. Seen this before. And a double backflip. Do you think David Fafita could perform a double backflip?
I don't reckon he's that athletic, to be honest.
Because one man's done it before, and it was to the same club, DCE, with a double backflip.
Wait, did he double?
Yeah, he double backflipped. Because he was going to go, well, he was, I think he was going to stay with Manly. He then went to go to Titans. And then he backflipped back to Manly.
I think that's just a single backflip. He signed for the Titans and then backflipped back to Manly.
What was a double backflip?
Well, I can't remember the details.
Yeah, I can't remember either.
For some reason, double does sound familiar, but in my head, I'm like, didn't he just sign for them and come back? He didn't then go, I actually know I'm going there.
Well, I don't know. Maybe
it was too long ago.
Back,
I know Tedesco also backflipped on the Raiders. Well, before the Roosters deal, he signed to the Raiders and then went, oh, actually, Canberra sucks.
Too cold.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, food for thought, guys. Food for thought. But will David Fafita stay with this contract? We'll see.
Well, doesn't he have this option again next year?
Oh, man. We'll be all talking about it again next year.
I think that was like the deal, and it was like
I thought it was a 2-year.
it might be.
Yeah, we both might be
Or
wrong.
maybe
I don't know.
maybe it was Tino's deal. I remember one of the deals had some ridiculous thing where it was like after so many years, then there's like 3 or 4 options in the player's favor.
Yeah, who knows?
Dylan Brown has a deal like that or something as well, maybe.
I wish Zach Lomax had a deal like that.
Okay. More signing news, not players though. Ricky Stewart signs on to 2029. The coach of the Raiders, Rick Noble, Ricky blow-ups for the next 5 years.
Well,
How
that gets me excited.
That gets me excited too. Good signing, boys. James.
Quick question: who gets rewarded more for not winning a comp for their coaching a club? Ricky Stewart at the Raiders or Brad Arthur at Parramatta, because they're both pretty long tenures. Both have been re-signed recently, and neither of them have had success at the club they're at.
Yep. I mean, the thing is, I think we talk about this almost every week. It's just so hard to find another good coach at the moment.
Oh yeah. I don't blame either club, but
who are you going to get to come down to shithole Canberra?
Yeah, I was just more bringing it up for all the people like saying to sack Brad Arthur and stuff. It's like, well, it's not like it's the only person that hasn't won a comp in 10 years.
Yeah. Is it true? Do we think it's good? Yes?
Yeah, I'd say that's good.
He's one of the few coaches in the comp that actually has a draw and appeal to players, whether they have to be from a village in England or not. But
whether they have to deal with Ricky blowing up at him each week.
You know what? I can't wait for the next 4 years of him calling other teams cheats.
And weak-gutted dogs.
Okay,
another coach that rumoured to have signed.
I thought I saw that it's happened today.
I haven't seen anything.
Strong rumours. Like, Souths haven't come out and said, we've signed him.
Okay, yeah, I just saw a couple of Fox Sports.
Yeah, so Bennett to South Sydney. 3.3 million is the talks. Mate, that's a big deal.
For a coach, yeah.
For a coach, 1.1. Look, every club he goes to usually has success. Usually, because I speak
Dolphins, Knights.
Even the Knights had early success, not like grand final, but
how dare you cough at the Dolphins as well? They're in their second year of rugby league, yeah, and they're in the 8.
They're top 4.
They're killing it. Imagine your team, right? Hear me out, Dragons have been in the fucking rugby league for how long? Come on. No, I think it's a great decision. I do question his age.
Yeah.
There's definitely questions around that. And I think there's got to be a market for which club kills Wayne Bennett. Sorry to say it, guys, but which club will it be?
I'm sure Sportsbet will get on it, honestly.
3 years, I think he's got that in him.
Yeah, I think
it could be the next deal, which is what I'm worried about.
Look, I'm thinking which coach goes in 3 years.
I think the stats man might have just looked up how old he is.
I think Benji goes in 3 years.
74.
74 stats man has let us know. 74.
He does need to realise that he can talk. He doesn't. Yeah. He's not going to pick up the lights too easily. He keeps throwing gang signs up. I know you can't see that, listeners, but
yeah.
I think he's now looking for the Tigers and Sharks score.
Yeah.
Yep. There it is. Yep.
Beautiful.
Oh, I know he's actually looking at the Easter Monday game.
Oh, I don't remember that. That's weird.
Weird. Okay. So we've been thrown off there. But yeah, look, Wayne Bennett, good signing. If it happens. Should do. Now, we go to injuries. We kind of talked about it already, but Cleary injury, huge to the Origin stocks. Massive. Everyone's talking who we're picking, who's this, who's that. Obviously, Nico gets picked. Obviously.
Well, I don't know how obvious it is.
Yeah, it's so obvious.
I don't know how he's...
So obvious.
He obviously missed the game with his calf or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
He's barely training with your team. He didn't train with your team.
Yeah. I heard he didn't train yesterday.
Heal the old calf. Guys, who are you picking for your Origin halves? Dan.
I think... Is Moses back this week?
No.
So next week he's back.
Yeah, so he'll literally have one game.
I don't know if I can. I feel like if you pick Moses on one game, he'll still go out there and do a job. But then also picking Nico, unproven in the halves in a State of Origin, can't say much about his Origin performance. Like that 3 minutes at center, he's a bit rough. So I think I'm just gonna have to say it: Moses and Nico.
Moses and Nico.
I think Nico 6, Moses 7.
Yeah, okay. James, who you picking?
If Moses comes back and blows everyone's dicks off with his first week back, maybe. If not, I think it will. I think Burden is a very good shout. Proven in the Origin arena, has had like a man of the match performance in centers, playing unreal right now for Bulldogs. I think you throw him at 6 and you throw Nico at 7, it would help having like I think that combination could also work because obviously Nico's a ball hungry half. Burden can be a bit quiet sometimes, but
Yeah.
if he's got someone to actually control the team, I think it could work quite well. And I think that is probably the halves. Obviously, weird stuff can happen. If Cody Walker comes out and just has 2 good games, I'd be willing to put him there.
Yep. Like, look at his game last year that he had.
Yeah, exactly. And he didn't look too bad last week. He hasn't looked that far off for a lot of the year, but obviously South suck.
Yeah,
So-
he's had the bad team around him. So,
I there hasn't been a lot of talk about Cody Walker, but he had that good game last year, and when we're lacking some experience, wouldn't be bad having a bit of an older head there.
yeah.
Okay. Thinking I'm gonna go same as Dan. I'll lock that in. Plain and simple. If Cleary had the one game, like he was injured and he came back for one game, you'd still give Cleary the jumper. I think Moses did a great job, and having 2 attacking halves, you can just set up tries, good kicking games.
Yeah.
Should
As
do well for
I
us.
saw someone like bring up though, it's like Moses. Look, obviously I'm a Para fan, great player. Played really well last year. I think he's played well in all 3 of his Origin. But it's like he's played 3 Origins, lost 2, won 1. It's not like it's Andrew Johns coming back from injury. Just throw him straight in. Like he's played 3 games of NRL this year.
Even if like we don't go so hot in game 1, like let him play those extra games. Game 2,
Yeah.
throw him in there.
Food for thought. Luke Brooks.
Oh,
Brooksy!
Kyle Flanagan.
King Cole!
Tad Townsend.
While
Who
we're
else?
talking about Origin, I just want to throw out another position here. Fullback.
Back.
It's
2-man race.
Deadwoods or Tedesco. I'm leaning towards Deadwoods. I reckon it's finally time for Tedesco to pass the torch.
I go the incumbent.
Yeah, I heard a really
Captain.
good opinion. If Cleary was still fit, like because funnily enough, although Cleary's so young, he's one of our most experienced Origin players right now.
Yeah.
Like it's hard now that he's not there. Like especially like if Moses isn't playing, right? And you play like a Nico that's had 8 minutes of Origin.
Yeah.
And like Burden that's played like 1 game, or even if Moses is playing that's only played 3 games. Having Tedesco at the back that's played like I don't know, probably like 20 odd Origin games.
Yeah.
Compared to Edwards that would be debuting. I think I'd go Tedesco.
Yep.
Fair
I
enough,
think
fair enough.
the captain, who's in really good form at the moment, probably should keep his jersey.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. That's my opinion.
And unfortunately for Edwards, like because I've heard like some people talk about him playing on the wing possibly. When he was on the wing for Australia, he actually looked like a shell of himself. I don't know whether it's because he
Yeah.
wasn't touching the ball as much as he's used to or what, but he was dropping like bombs that he never drops.
Yeah. And I think we all know who the wingers are going to be, but, you know.
Ronaldo. Okay. That is all for NRL talk. We will go to now. Leachy's fantasy locks. Look, last week I said bring in KO Weeks. Didn't play, guys, so I don't know how he went.
Yeah,
They had the bye. My bad.
I'm
my
pretty
bad.
sure I did say that he
Yeah.
has the buy. You told said to bring him in.
Look forward to what he scores this week, because. But this week the locks are. I've gone the bloke we talked about before. I did a little whisper. Tulagi. He scored a 57 with a try. Looked like he was almost scoring 2 tries, to be fair. So he looks good. Break even of 11. Buy at your peril, because Guffo says he's going to try and come back quicker from the knee surgery.
I remember,
he's
like, originally there was
reported
like
to,
4 to 5 weeks.
Each their own, but I do think you'll make some quick cash. So
Is this a recurring Blaze Talangi? Didn't you have him earlier?
I have had him earlier,
Yeah.
but he also got dropped from Fantas/58. So, fullback's his position though.
And look,
so stick to that.
And there is the possibility, like we have heard Parramatta talk about, one, like possibly looking at X Factor, and like they weren't ruling out a fullback.
Yeah.
So, which led like Guffo in centers possibly. His body has been struggling a bit. His knee was that bad. He was getting it drained every week before this surgery. So there is a chance if Tulagi kills it over the next couple of weeks and can sort of iron out some of the small creases in his game, that he could keep this fullback jersey in a strange world where Guffo comes back to center.
Then it really will be a lock.
Yeah, then it's like you got to have him.
The other lock is another fullback guy. So Manly, I don't know if you know this, but another injury to their fullback has led to the stubby cooler, Canacola. Palatau Cola is starting fullback for him, and previously good at scoring at fullback. He just likes to make tackle breaks, line breaks.
Great support play.
And he looks good, so he's about 450k.
At
460, 470.
We'll give the caveat. Those 2 games were against the Bulldogs and Tigers at the end of the season when they were already in Bali. So they're not, like, if you remember, Manly smashed both those teams in those games. So like it's not all going to be that comfortable for him, but I think I'm also looking to bring him in. He does have a bit of a tough draw that includes, like, obviously Broncos this week, a Magic round. I think they've got Penrith coming up and somebody else, but I like him, Brendan.
You like him? Okay. So you bringing him?
Either this week or next.
You bringing him in, dude?
Oh, maybe.
Oh.
We'll see how we go.
All right.
Something that I wanted to bring up in an NRL talk that we didn't bring up.
Yeah.
Announced in the last couple of days. Newcastle. Their salary cap.
Cheat.
Fucking cheating dogs.
Cheating.
Potential.
Obviously, yeah. I was about to say it's all allegations and under investigation right now.
Us over this side of the couch would never cheat. Parramatta.
Nah, never
Dark.
cheated a salary cap in my life.
Not
Never.
So we're against it, Knights fans and Newcastle.
How dare you guys cheat?
Mate, I saw one thing. It was like people were bagging like Newcastle out like for potentially cheating and like not winning anything. And I'm like, fucking Parramatta won a spoon.
Won something. Yeah. That's all for NRL talk and fantasy locks. So buy them at your own peril. Now, guess what, fans? Guess what, couchies? Guess what, couch commentators?
Guess what, stats man?
Guess what, stats man? The ad read's back.
Woo!
It's back. The ad read's back. James, I'll throw it over to you.
Look, again, because I'm doing it a bit sparse, I can't afford Dead to screw it up, so I might hit Brandon up with this one. It also might tie back into a game on the weekend, so let Brandon shoot at this.
Yeah. Staring down the barrel of the camera. Lights, camera action. All right. This week's podcast is brought to you by Annesley's Tasers. Annesley and his team of men and women have created the world's biggest shockers and constantly striving to create more and more outrageous shockers. Their range of shockers include but are limited to no try, dangerous contact, and soft sin bins that are guaranteed to shock. So fans, get ready because this week at Magic Round, Annesley and his team are going to outdo themselves and truly shock the country with the biggest shocker of all time until obviously their next shocker. So go to Annesley's Tasters and buy your shockers, guys.
Hey, good stuff.
Oh,
Good
thank
stuff.
you. Thank you.
Are we talking about the shocker?
Oh, yeah. That'd be a different type of shocker.
Hey. That was good, James.
Yeah, they've
That
had
was
a couple of shockers recently, but
Oh,
I reckon
yeah.
this week there's probably going to be a really big one. Or that's what they're saying.
good. There's gonna be a big shocker.
I
Yeah.
feel like there's going to be some blunders and some shockers.
Look, if anything to go off magic rounds in previous years, like a couple years ago, that was
Oh yeah,
that was magic.
Well,
Those
last
head
year we-
highs.
Yeah, that was last year we had the head high.
No, I think that's 2 years ago.
2 years?
Last
yeah.
year was hip drops, wasn't it?
Yeah, last year was.
Yeah,
hip
last
drops.
year was the hip drop, and then the year before was the
This
head highs.
I hope this
Is this
the
could be
leg.
the round of the
Attack
brushing
on the leg.
brushing the leg.
You touch my leg, you're sent off. Get him out of here.
out.
Beautiful, James. Love your work. Look forward to the next one of those when they come. We're not
Look,
rushing
there's a
greatness.
potential for a new one next week. I had a thought.
Okay, beautiful. Now that's all for us, but we'll head over to Lucas for the horse racing. Hopefully this week he gets it in time because he had his own standalone video before and look, didn't want to say it, but didn't do as good as our stats. So no, beautiful stuff, Lucas. Look forward to what tips you have for us.
G'day guys, Lucas from the Couch Commentators podcast here, coming at you with the racing preview for this weekend's races. This weekend, we have got races at Scone. We have got races at HQ Flemington. We've also got some fantastic racing at Doomben as well as the Queensland Winter Carnival starts to heat up. Guys, look, firstly, this week, we're going to start at Flemington. Now, the few races we'll look here, we'll start off in the Andrew Ramsden over 2,800 metres. Now, the Andrew Ramsden race, it's a win-in-your-in race for the Melbourne Cup, and there are some very impressive horses here in this race. You've got the $2.80 favourite, which is the Map, who, if you guys remember a fortnight ago, we tipped to win here. We tipped to win on that day a fortnight ago, which it did. It's now at $2.80 in this race. You've also got Lionel at $7 for Kieran Maher. It's an import horse. Kieran Maher very, very bullish about its chances. You've got Strawberry Rock at $8.50. Mostly Cloudy at $8.50. Let's Be Frank Baby. And also Acceleration at $10. Now, guys, my thoughts on this race. So the Map at $2.80. Look, its last 4 starts, it's got 2 wins and 2 seconds. It has been extremely impressive in its last win. If you guys watched that Morfettville race, it rounded them up and went past them in that 2,500 metre race. It was honestly looking like it was in third gear there. Acceleration, currently at $10 odds, was actually the last horse to beat the Map a few starts ago. Now, Acceleration at $10, you might think, look, odds-wise, that's quite a difference, but I think the Map has come on really strongly. Acceleration's coming back first up off a short let-off, so I'm not too sure how it will come back. The Map at 280, though, I think it might be a bit short. Now, if you listen to any other podcasts, Giddy Up in particular, Kieran Maher was very bullish about his horse, Lionel. So for this race here, guys, I'm going to back Lionel purely for the fact of how confident Kieran Maher was. He is a UK import. Has a fantastic turn of foot, especially over 2,000 metres and above. Kieran Maher was actually shocked in his last start how well his turn of foot was over the 2,000. So you'd think 2,800 metres that he is going to eat that up. So that is the Andrew Ramsden then, guys. Once again, my play will be Lionel. Wouldn't be surprised if the Map and also Mostly Cloudy fill out the top 3 there. Next up, guys, we'll drop back to the listed race, which is the Hilton and Nicholas Straight 6. Now, this race, guys, you see the return of Stapati, one of our good friends from the Spring Carnival last year, Stapati. Also in this race, you have Who Dares at $7.50. Joyful Fortune, the one-time Hong Kong galloper, who's come back after very long layoff. It ran in the Everest of 2022. Had one more start for one win down the Flemington Straight. after the Everest run, but then he's been out ever since. So we're looking at near on 2 years that this horse has been out. It's currently $8. I feel like it will blow out on the day, obviously because of the long time off it's had. Also in this race, we have Waltz On By, It's Our Time, Mahaba, Pintoff, General Bow, all the way down to, you've got Nementh, and also Zathus down at $101. Guys, this one, it's difficult. It's a difficult race. Stapati, how has he come back? We're not too sure. He is $5. Flemington, obviously, most of you will know, if you're on the Flemington straight 6, you don't want to be the inside barriers. It's usually advantage to the outside barriers there. Stapati has drawn barrier 1. I don't like his chances there. It's always the inferior part of the track in the straight races. So, look, Stapati, I'm going to scratch him off my list straight away. Joyful Fortune as well at $8, the Hong Kong Galloper we were talking about. Look, I can't follow him after 18 months off first up. I'm not very keen on that. Waltz On By for Moody and Coleman has 3 starts down the straight for 2 minor placings. $9.50 is not a bad go. It's Our Time for Danny O'Brien, $11. He's a straight track specialist, It's Our Time. He's at nice odds there. Mahaba at $11. And also you've got Pintoff at $13. A couple of these horses here have got straight track form. Look, guys, I found it very hard to split the market there. So I've actually gone for one at quite large odds here. Master 8, trained by Richard and Chantel Jolly, ridden by Carleen Heffel. Currently paying $71 the win and $17 the place. Former Hong Kong Galloper, had some nice form in Hong Kong. Came out at Morfettville recently, a few weeks back. Led them up, faded to finish last. He just went too quick on the day, pulled too much. I think with even luck in this race, I think his best form could possibly get him into a top 3 spot here. I think the $71 the win and the $17 the place is pretty juicy odds. He did have a trial recently last week, and he looked fantastic in that trial. That's also giving me a bit of confidence here. So my pick in the straight 6 race, the Hilton Nicholas straight 6, which is race 7 at Flemington, I'm going to go Master 8 at $71 the win and $17 the place. Look, they're probably my 2 that in the big races there that I'm keen on. Just some other ones I like there throughout the day at Flemington. So we'll head to race number 3. Race number 3, I like Wacken Jaja, currently paying $4.20. Philip Stokes, Daniel Stackhouse, I think is a very good price for the race that it's found itself in some nice company. So that's my tip there. That is race number 3, horse 8, Wacken Jaja. Then we go to race 4. The favourite there, Modown. Modown has dropped back in class. It's got Damien Lane aboard up to 1,400 metres. I think Modown is a nice bet there as well. It's got 4 starts this preparation for 1 win and 3 minor placings. Hopefully we can get a W here as well. Now the last one that I'm keen on at Flemington here, guys, is we're going to go to race 5. So race 5, number 10, Lose Some, Win More. Now, if you guys remember a few weeks back, that was one of our best bets, Lose Some, Win More. It unfortunately finished second in that race, but I'm back on today, $4.80, 59 kilos, Mickey D on board for Richard and Chantel Jolly. I think that's going to be one of our another big wins for the day, guys. So, to wrap up Flemington, we have got, in the big races, in the straight 6, we're going Master 8 at $71. Then in the Andrew Ramsden, we're going Lionel at $7. Race 3, we're going Wacken Jaja, $4.20. Modown, $4.20 in race 4. And race 5, we are going to go for Win Some, Lose More. Now, guys, that's not the only racing of the day there. That's not the only racing of the day. We're also going to head to Saturday's Scone meeting. Now, guys, here at Scone, we've got a couple of nice races there once again. We'll start off in race number 6, which is the Denise's Joy Stakes over 1,100 metres. It's for 3-year-old fillies. Now, in this race here, guys, I really took a shine to the $3.20 favourite here, Spring Lee, for Bjorn Baker and Rachel King. Won very impressively coming from the back of the field at Canterbury, which not many horses do. Canterbury's more of an on-speed horse racetrack there, but it came from off the speed and won very impressively. I think it can go on with the job here. It's got some some good company here. You've got Commemorative, Martini Mama, Saltair, but I do think Spring Lee might be a touch too strong here. Next up, we go to race number 7, which is the Hortensia Stakes. Look, this one was very hard to split as well, but I'm going to stick with Opal Ridge here for Tommy Berry and Luke Pepper, the trainer there. Currently $4.80. Her best, Opal Ridge's best, had her as a favourite for the Kosciuszko. Insurrection is a very good horse. At 60 kilograms, though, I think the 4.5 kilos weight difference that Opal Ridge gets will play a massive factor here. So that's why I have sided with Opal Ridge. Next up, guys, into race 8. Another one of the impressive races of the day, the Dark Jewel Classic. You've got Shadows of Love, $3.70. Ruthless Dame, $5. Banana Queen, $6.50. Gennati, $8.50. This was another hard race to dissect. I've once again decided to go for something at very big odds. I've gone for Pokare Kare at $51 the win and $12 the place. Now, Pokare Kare has form around Wee Nessie, who was only a couple of lengths off some Group 1 winners last start and also last preparation as well. Pokare Kare has had no luck in running in its last couple of starts. Its best puts it right in the mix here. It probably should have been marked closer, somewhere around 20 to 1 rather than 50 to 1. With Luke Rolls on board, he's not a big name jockey, so the chances of the price coming in short are very low. So we could keep this price or get somewhere even, pushed out further than 50 to 1. If you guys watch its last few starts, it keeps getting held up at the worst times, right when it's about to explode. It has a fantastic turn of foot, and I think it should be much closer to a horse, for example, say of Short Shorts at $13 in the market. So that is my tip for the Dark Jewel Classic, guys. We're going to go nice and wide, Pokare Kare. So they're the few at the Scone. They're the group races and the listed races at Scone that I'm looking at there. Some other bets that I like at Scone, we'll look for Scone. Race number 3 is one I've marked down here. Race number 3, the horse's name is Lazura. Currently paying $3.50 for Chris Waller and Tom Berry on board. That's probably my best bet there at Scone for the meeting. Now, last up, guys, we'll head to Doomben. Now, last but not least, because Doomben has some fantastic racing on the weekend, including the Doomben 10,000 Group 1 sprint race over 1,200 metres. I Wish I Win is currently $2 favourite. Espiona $6, Private Eye $6.50, Bella Nipotina $7.50, and Chain of Lightning $9. Now, guys, currently it is a soft 7 at Doomben. Doomben is more of an on-speed horses track. So it'll be very interesting on speed horses over 1,200 metres or less. It'll be very interesting to see where I Wish I Win gets from his barrier 1. He's not a leading horse. He's more of a middle of the pack to a back marker. He's drawn barrier 1, J-Mac on board. If he gets 3 pairs back on the fence, it could be some strife for J-Mac trying to get him out. It might look like the Everest and the TJ where he flashes late. But I really hope J-Mac can get him out. He's clearly the best horse in the race. At $2, though, I think they're poison odds. I could look silly come Saturday afternoon if that's the case. If J-Mac gets him out and he storms home and wins easily, I look like a moron. But at those odds, I'm not going to take that. I actually really like the chances of Chain of Lightning again, especially if it stays a soft track, which the weather looks like it will do over the next 48 hours in Doomben and Queensland. So Chain of Lightning at $9 for Jamie Carr and Peter Moody and Catherine Coleman. I like the each way there. $9 the win, $2.30 the place. It's not a big place multi, but that place multi is already getting you more than an I Wish I Win victory. So once again, guys, for the Doomben 10,000, my bet there will be Chain of Lightning. The next race we'll look at, guys, we'll go to race number 6, which is the 2-year-old Spirit of Boone Classic. Now, my pick in this race, guys, it is the favourite, is Angel Capital at $3.50. Now, Clinton McDonald, who's had some very good racehorses, said on a recent interview that he feels like Angel Capital could be his best horse ever. I believe the hype. I really think it's a special horse. I think Angel Capital will get the win here, with maybe a slight little play on Rich Dotty at $8 as a little saver there. But look, guys, that's it for my horse racing preview for the weekend. I'll come at you with my best bets on Saturday morning, and we'll go from there. So once again, guys, happy punting. Good luck. Gamble responsibly.
Yeah, beautiful, mate. Beautiful.
Good stuff.
I think he's started paying someone else now.
Yeah. I wonder
Yeah,
how
after last week's result, jeez, he's scratched.
those
Scratch
results.
that.
Oh, won't be going to PG Moody for the old tips from him. But yeah, no, good stuff, Lucas. Great stuff, gents. And good stuff to you, Philo, as well in the corner. Those stats about West Tigers losing, so great.
Yeah.
Great stuff.
What's that, Barlow? West Tigers are all little cats. Meow, 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 meow,
Meow,
meow.
meow, 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 meow. Can you just go to, I think it was 3 weeks ago at Campbelltown Stadium, you just lost to the Dragons?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He
What about
speaks.
every other game that they play at Campbelltown Stadium? Yeah, they don't. You're right. Tigers don't play at Campbelltown.
The cats do. Meow,
Yeah.
meow, 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 meow.
Beautiful, lads. Beautiful. Great podcast. Hope you guys enjoyed. Remember, like, comment, subscribe, follow all the social medias, and we will see you
And
next week.
DM Dan.
DM Dan. All right, catches.